Popó and Vanderlei Silva's confusion had a cause. You probably saw what happened right after the fight. It was an exchange of pleasantries between the two teams. Insults, slaps, Vanderlei knocked out, but one detail went unnoticed. Why did everyone lose their heads? You yourself have probably been through this, a moment of such intense stress that you didn't even seem like yourself. And there are people who don't even really remember what happened afterward. I'm Dr. Moacir Rosa, and I'm going to explain to you why this happens and what you can do to avoid these situations and not regret it later. So, if you have a short temper, watch this video until the end and follow me for more tips on health, quality of life, and longevity. Especially if you're over 40, and especially if you want a life without diseases and with more energy. Tell me, do you lose your temper easily, or does your husband or wife? Go ahead and leave it in the comments below. You're probably thinking this is something for fighters. They're naturally aggressive, or they use steroids. Testosterone does make a person more aggressive, yes, but the fight started between the teams, not the fighters. And this can happen to anyone, including you, if it hasn't already happened. When we're in a highly stressful environment, mind you, this environment doesn't have to be extreme, like in a war. It can be something from everyday life, for example, during a road rage incident, during a couple's argument, inside a soccer stadium, at a protest, or when you're short on money. All of this is perceived by our brain as danger, as a threat. And that's when our amygdala, which is located in our brain, gets activated. Don't confuse it with the tonsils in our throat, okay? They're different amygdalas. What the amygdala does. It triggers the production of cortisol and adrenaline, and you quickly notice their effects. Your heart races, your breathing becomes more labored, you start to tremble, and your muscles become tense. It's your body's way of preparing you to face this danger, to fight, or to run away. I know that rationally, you don't see these issues as a danger, a life threat, but your brain doesn't know the difference, and the amygdala is activated. The problem isn't even these symptoms. The problem is that the amygdala practically shuts down your prefrontal cortex, which is the region responsible for reasoning, control, and rational thinking. And that's where the problem comes in. The person stops thinking, they simply react by instinct like a cornered animal. You don't even really think about what you're doing, you just do it. That's when things get out of control, okay? Marcio, that makes sense. But why did the confusion start between the teams and not between the fighters? After all, it was Popó and Vanderlei who were under a lot of stress. Excellent question. Actually, the fighters are used to these conditions. After all, they're professionals. What happened between the teams was the famous herd effect. We have mirror hormones in our brains. We tend to copy what another human being does. This is clear during a protest, which usually begins peacefully. Then, one or two people start breaking things, and you get a herd effect, and other people start doing the same thing. Often they don't even know why they did it. Do you see this too? In organized fan groups, one or two fans start attacking the rival fans. Then suddenly you have a mob doing the same thing. It's not just because of this mirror effect, okay? You have a sense that you're in an environment, that you're in a community. You feel more protected to do what you wouldn't do when you're alone. This is instinctive, okay, my friends? That's because our prefrontal cortex is blocked, okay, Moacir? But now comes the most important question of this video. What can you do to avoid this? I'm also hot-tempered. I'm always arguing in traffic, always fighting with my wife, with my husband. How do I break this cycle? Actually, it's pretty simple. When you find yourself in a stressful situation like this, you're going to do the following exercise. You're going to take a deep breath and inhale and exhale 7 times. It may seem simple, it may seem silly, but just by doing this, you oxygenate your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision making. By using your rational mind, it will calm you down and it will also lower your heart rate. Don't just take my word for it, try it, and you'll see that you'll calm down in just a few seconds. Second important tip, okay? Choose to flee instead of fight. I always do this myself, okay? When I find myself in extreme situations, I leave that place. When our amygdala is activated for the fight or flight system, which you have, the release of cortisol and adrenaline, this cortisol and this adrenaline are to prepare you. Your heart beats faster to oxygenate your tissues, your muscles become more contracted, so you can fight or flee. Your alveoli dilate to better oxygenate your body, exactly to prepare you for this threat, fight or flee. Choose to flee. Flee in a good way. Alright guys, leave that environment, leave that stressful situation. You'll thank me in the future, okay? It's not being a coward, it's being smart. Third tip, practice meditation and exercise regularly, okay? These 2 habits strengthen the prefrontal cortex and reduce your cortisol levels. This won't just be good for your calmness, but also for your health, okay? High cortisol makes you gain weight, makes you sleep poorly, and makes you feel agitated. So the last thing you want is elevated cortisol, and meditation and physical exercise will really help with that. My friends, don't forget to visit my website. On my website, you'll find all the supplements I use and recommend. You guys are always asking me about them here, right? Moacir? What's the best omega-3 and magnesium? And the right vitamin D dose with K2? It's all there on my website in my list of supplements. My courses are there too, as well as my other social media. It's easy to find me. Just type Moacir Rosa on Google and you'll find me, okay? And if you're not subscribed to this channel, my friends, it doesn't cost anything, it's free. Just click on subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell and don't forget to select all. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share this video with that friend of yours, with that friend who always loses their temper, okay? I hope you enjoyed it, my friends. A big hug. See you next time. Until our next conversation.